Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. Today, coming at you with the Rob Lucci. This guy was a menace in set 7. He's going to continue to be a menace in set 8, and if you look at the East, it looks like this guy's a menace in set 9 as well. He's one of the few decks that can compete with the Doflamingo. So if you're worried about the Doflamingo takeover coming with the starter decks next month, this is a nice leader to try and pick up, get learning now. So you're prepared for the Flamingo. So this guy, you know what he does. He's very simple. He reduces the cost and fills your trash. I am choosing to play a few interesting counts here. We've got 2 of the Spandine. It's a classic. 3 of the Brook. I'm still playing the Brook. I still like the Brook. A lot of people are cutting the Brook. I'm a big fan of him. You summoned him off Rebecca. He's like a pseudo blocker because they don't want to leave this Brook on the board. And I accept there's no stage, he's definitely worse, and you do have Jack. He's still 1k counter, but you could cut this Brook. I see a lot of people are trying Kuzan. Kuzan definitely something I want to try in the future. Maybe cutting one of these Brooks and potentially a 2k. 2 of the Suru, I like 9 2ks in combination with the Who's Who and the Khalifa. A lot of people are on 8 and choosing to either just play 4 Who's Who, 4 Khalifa, no Suru, or just 1 of the Suru. I like the 9. The Suru is kind of nice. 1 Don -2. It's a classic. Khalifa is your best 2k. It cycles. It gives minus. It's pretty good. Random is our searcher. You can cut one of these if you want another card. Sabo. I'm only playing 3. I only own 3 in real life, but also I'm pretty happy with 3. It's really important in Black Mirrors, but we have 4 of the Rebecca to grab him back. And there's more different decks around that the Sabo is not quite so good into at the moment. For the Rebecca, this card's broken. This is the card of the broken Moria combo with the Spandine and the Lucci. This also just grabs Sabo to stall in the BY matchup. This card's nuts. I half expected this to get banned when Any's lobby did, but it didn't, so I'm going to play 4. Rob Lucci, a classic, removes 2 bodies. 4 cost, you can summon him with Spandine, you can summon him with Gecko Moria. And he has a vanilla stat line for some reason. Gecko Moria, most broken card in the game. 2 of the Brooks. I'm liking the Brooks so far. It's pretty nice on curve. It's nice into BY. It's definitely optional. Some people are playing the 5 cost Kaku. I'll bring him up. But I'm a big fan of the Brook. Also, the returning 3 cards is not great against Nami. A lot of people make it out to be a lot better than it is. But it's still a play against Nami. Nami is one of your worst matchups. So having this option with the Brook, this is the Kaku. It's got 1k and it costs 1 less and KOs at 3. Having this, I prefer this. Also, this art's really sick, and I wish there was a version that wasn't very expensive. Got 2 of this Cardo, trying this guy out. I like this guy. Really nice into BY. You can swing 5 into them, -1 to their Gecko, and then just trash it with Cardo. Also trashes a card from their hand, and as you know, playing against BY, you're not playing against their board, you're not playing against their life, you're playing against their hand. So taking a Moria off the board and a card out of their hand is pretty insane. That's also pretty nice in some other matchups. 3 of the Jack. This is the main new card from set 8. This helps you deal with Hawkins reasonably because he rests himself. This card's just nuts. You play him on 7, it's very hard to remove him, unless you're playing against Marco or a Red Rock deck. This guy's sticking around. He removes the 3 every turn. He's really nice against Zoro, as you'll see. This card's just broken. 11 cost. It's crazy. 3 of the Who's Who. He's pretty nice. New 2k. KOs at 3. Pretty good. Got 2 of the Helmeppo. I really want the Helmeppo still. I see some Japanese lists just playing Surus. This card's too important, in my opinion, to cut. 4 of the Ice Age, -5. It's a classic. You could cut 1 of these, though, if you wanted something else. Maybe an Isha. And 4 of the Tempest Kick, of course. So, we've got a few games here. I did try and get a loss. I played against BY, but we did, no spoilers, we did win. This deck's really strong. I don't think, other than Nami and potentially the BY, I don't think this deck has any bad matchups in the meta. So I think if you're going to a regional this format, this is probably the deck I would bring. Some people are talking more about the ST14 Luffy that I featured before. That deck's pretty good too, don't get me wrong. But I'm a big fan of this guy. The trash in combination with playing this Lucci is so nice. And having even more reduction is great for playing against decks like Bonnie. You're better against Zoro because you play this Lucci. And in general, I think I prefer this deck to the ST14 Luffy. Though maybe I do need more practice with that deck, to be fair. Either way, we've got a few games here today. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you enjoy this video. Okay, so here we've got a Lucci mirror. I think it's pretty important to go first and try and play Jack on curve. This is not bad. We are really looking for Jack. I think I'll choose to mulligan this. No Jack. It's fine. End the turn. We can just attach all the Don, attack, and use the card action. Little Lucci, that's really nice. End the turn. 2 Ice Ages and 2 Warriors, it's pretty good. He's got 4, maybe looking to play a Kuzan. Take this one, we do find the Jack, that's very nice. He does play the Kuzan. Don't currently have a way to remove that. Sabo would have been nice here. Got the Spandam. We can take the Lucci, but we can't remove the Kuzan with it. Take the Lucci regardless. I think we'll play out the Khalifa here. So we'll swing 5, use the card action. Nice one here. We could Spandine into Lucci. It would remove our entire trash, but it would clear the Kuzan. No, I don't think that's worth it. I think we'll just play out the... If he does get the Sabo next turn though, we are going to struggle to play Jack. So I might actually go for it. Use the card action, send back everything except Lucci. Play out Lucci. Use the card action, send back everything. KO Kuzan. End the turn. Potentially a little risky, but it's okay. I think he's likely to just play a Sabo this turn, so we can play out the Jack, and we can even just keep it active if we choose to. We've got a couple more areas for later. We can also cycle out the Lucci with the Jack, which is pretty nice. If he tries to play another Kuzan, we can remove it with the Jack. He's going to swing 6 into the Lucci. I'll just let that go. That's fine. He's got... His trash is pretty good. He's got a Rebecca, Tsuru, a Rob Lucci. The 5, he's almost certainly going to play. He plays another Kuzan. Okay, that's not a great play in my opinion. I can do 5, use the card action, -1 Kuz. We get an Ice Age and a Lucci into trash. Now we can play out the Jack, use the Jack effect, trash the... I'll probably just trash this Rob Lucci, kill the Kuz, end the turn. Was interested potentially in trashing the Spandine just to keep the Lucci in hand as a care effect, but I doubt he can remove this Jack. He would need Ice Age. His trash. He would need Ice Age, Tempest Kick, and Lucci, which is very neg on hand. His hand size is very healthy compared to ours because he's played the double Kuzan. But I think we're in a pretty good spot here. This Jack's really hard for him to remove, and on the next turn, hopefully we'll get something better in the trash. But we can always go Ice Age, remove the Ismoria with my Jack. But looks like he's going 8 into Jack. We will not give him that one. And then 5 for Sabo, most likely. He mills. Well, he plays an Ice Age. Ah, he has the Ice Age plus Finger Gun. That's not bad, to be fair. That is not bad. He has no characters. I think we can look to... We need to try and get something in trash here for a Moria play. Or we can play Sabo of our own. We can play like Khalifa Sabo. It's not too bad. Or we can swing a couple times, maybe with the Spandam and the Rob Lucci, and then play out the Sabo. I think keeping the Gecko Moria. We'll swing 5 with Rob Lucci, see what we trash. Choose nothing. We hit a Sabo and a Helmeppo. I think it's better to use the Gecko Moria reactively. So I think we'll go 6 with Spandam. And then play out the Sabo. Heavily restricts his next turn. He plays the Who's Who, okay. Play out the Sabo. We'll trash the Rebecca. And to be honest, probably just this. Probably the Khalifa. End the turn. We do have a nice Gecko Moria play now. We have Rebecca Spanding Lucci with Helmeppo. If he plays characters this turn, if he swings into our life, I will counter with the Suru to play around an Isho play. I don't want him to Isho all my Morias, that would be pretty upsetting. Let's swing 6 into 5, trashes another Ice Age. Is that all his Ice Ages? I'm not sure. Minus 1 to Sabo, potentially he has a 9-cost Kaido here. In fact, I think it's likely he does have a 9-cost Kaido here. So we're going to have to trash a card. It's risky, do I play on the Isho or the Kaido? Him leaving an extra Don up with the Isho would be weird. Because I have to trash a card off the Kaido and I don't want to trash any of these. I guess we'll take this. No trigger on that. If he has Isho, we kind of get punished here. He just has a Rebecca Sabo play. That's okay. Plays out the Spandam. Whiffs on the Spandam. There's the Sabo. Ditching Helmeppo and Robolucci. Okay. Well, we can do a value Moria of sorts. We'll swing 2 into the Spandam, clear that out of here. I think we will look to play the Moria this turn. We don't have much else going on here. We can't remove any of his characters, but that's fine. These aren't too intimidating anyway. We can hold all these events, play out the Rebecca, and the 2, I'll probably just not play anything for the 2. Unless we hit a Spandam with this. Let's go 6 with Roblucci, use the card action, -1 here. Get the Rebecca and the Tsuru in trash. We'll hit 7 with Sabo, get him down to 3. Yep, no triggers. Now we'll deploy the Moria, play the Rebecca active, and nothing rested. Rebecca will grab back probably the Sabo, you know? 2k is tempting, but I think I'll grab back the Sabo. And we want to play out the Brook. It's not bad. I think I will. I'll play over the Spandam. -1 here for fun. And win the turn. These Black Mirrors always pretty grindy games. Be interested to see what he does here with his 10. He's going to swing 5 into the Brook. Milling a Rebecca and a Who's Who. -1 to the Brook. I think we'll let him have it. This is blocks a hit for us, which is fine. If he has a Gekomura combo, he can do the whole shebang. He can probably remove the Moria and potentially one of these two as well. 6 with Sabo. I'll just block with Rebecca. We're going to need the board space anyway for our Moria combo next turn. Plays the Spandam. Okay, so maybe he's playing a Stussy. Yeah, Stussy, trash our Moria. Very good. Okay. In that case, let's go. He's got 4 cards in hand. One of them is a Tempest Kick. We can Ice Age the Stussy, bring it to 4. Or we can Tempest Kick the Stussy, bring it to 6. El Meppo, bring it to 3. Leader Effect, bring it to 2. I think we'll swing 6 into the Sabo with our Sabo. See what he chooses to do. He gives us a counter. Okay. We can clear both of these with Tempest Kick. Helm Meppo. Tempest Kick on the Sabo. And Ice Age Helm Meppo on the Stussy. Let's do Tempest Kick on the Sabo. Ice Age on the Stussy. So this is going to go to 1. And then this is already at 2. We can play out Gekomora. Rebecca. And Meppo. Meppo effect. Target Stussy. We can play out our Spandine. Play the Spandine over the Spandine. Use the card action. Sending back Tempest Kick. One of these Luccis. And probably the other Spandine. Then we will play out the Lucci over the Spandine. Use the card action. Get rid of the Ice Age, the Gekomora, and the other Ice Age. KO both of these. And then we can attack for 5. Use the card action. Choose nothing. End the turn. He could have got a finger gun trigger there and punished us by killing our Rebecca, but I'm not too worried about that. But potentially I should have attacked first, thinking about it. That would have been better, I think. We do have him down to 2. We have a pretty nice board. We've got 3 relevant attackers for next turn. We've got a blocker. This can attack if we need it to. And we have our leader, obviously. He has 5. He's already seen a few Morias, I believe, in trash. Yeah, there are 2 Morias in his trash. He's nearly going to deck out. 6 to the Sabo. We'll just block with Rebecca. That's fine. If he wants to Ice Age the Moria, it just has the Kaido to trash. Okay, I think he made a mistake. Yeah, he made a mistake at the end there. He needed to put the -1 on the Gecko Moria. We would have trashed the Rob Lucci and he could have KO'd our Moria. He actually had 2k in counter and 1 in there. So we could have gone for game pretty easily there, and I probably would have started 7 with the Lucci. See what he does. He has to take, so he only has 2. Then we would go probably 9 with the Sabo, and then we have 6 Dom left to either play a Sabo of our own or swing 11, and as he takes the 9, I'd probably just go all in 11. He's not threatening us in any way on the next turn. Be nice to win a Black Mirror. Always some of the tougher matchups. Our opponent did make a mistake there at the end, but I think we had it wrapped up anyway. Okay, and here we have the Bonnie. I think I'm going to take... I'm going to take first, so we can try and play Jack. We do have the Jack, we have the Spandam. Let's keep this. It's pretty good. See what they choose to do. He even has Ice Age. If we can find a KO effect early, that would be lovely. Get the Who's Who. It's not too bad. End the turn. We do mill one of our Morias, which is obviously not great. They play out the Bonnie. We don't really have a way to remove this Bonnie easily. Our hand is dead, so we'll just attach all the Dom here, attack, and use the card action. -1 here. They can rest our Spandam. And they'll take this. They will not take this. Very interesting. Okay. We mill a second Moria, which is not great. We do draw a Moria for turn, which is pretty good. It does have the Rouge. 5-2, you can have that, sir. So here, I think we will swing 5 into his life, and then play out the Who's Who to get rid of the Rouge. We do mill a Lucci, and we'll see what else. If he wants to block with the Arouge, that's fine. I can play out the Khalifa to cycle. He takes this one. We mill 2 Luccis, it's not too bad. We'll play out the Who's Who, trashing probably the Kaido to KO the Arouge and end the turn. We do have a second attacker established now, which is pretty nice. I don't really know why he countered that 8 at the start. He lost 3 cards for that. That feels really bad. He does play out the Baby 5 along with the Cavendish. We do need to potentially see a KO effect here. We can play the Jack, but the Jack cannot KO the Cavendish. We can KO a Searcher, which is fine. He grabs in a Poo with the Bonnie. If he wants to tap the Baby 5, he doesn't have a leader effect. We'll definitely take the 5. No triggers. Khalifa not great. We don't have a KO effect here. That's okay. I think we'll swing 5 here into the Bonnie. Use the card action, -1 on the Cavendish. He lets the Bonnie go. And I think we'll just play out the Jack, get rid of the Baby, and cycle a card. We draw the 4th Moria, so that's pretty good. We'll get rid of the Khalifa and kill the Baby, end the turn. We've got 4k counter. If he wants to ram it all into our Jack, he might get it. But we've got some nice cards in trash here. We've got the Lucci. We've also got the Brook. He does swing 8 into the Who's Who. Doesn't get the Cavendish effect because he doesn't have any rested Don. It's a slight misplay from our opponent there. We'll let that go. That is absolutely fine. See what he wants to do for 6. He plays out another Arouge. And is he going to swing 6 with leader? Or he can swing 7 with leader, because he has the Arouge effect, of course. He doesn't swing. Interesting. We have 12 in hand and 9, so we can... we can Tempest kick the Cavendish, or we can attack the Jack into the Cavendish, then Tempest kick the Arouge, play out the Moria, resummon the Rob Lucci, and the Spandam. That's probably the best play. So we'll attack Cavendish. He can rest our leader here. If he wants to let this go, it's no difference. He counters. Very interesting. Do we have Helmeppo? We don't have Helmeppo in trash, which is a shame. We can only KO one thing, but that's okay. We'll Tempest Kick. -3 to the Cavendish. Lay out the Gecko the Rob Lucci, and the Spandam. Spandam effect. Grab a Rob Lucci. Use the card action. Send back Moria, and Kaido. To kill the Cavendish, and nothing else. We'll end the turn. He's got 2 in hand and an Arouge. I feel like we're going to win this game already. I think our opponent's made some questionable plays defending some of their characters here. Maybe he's newer to Bonnie. Plays out the Rosinante and the Holy Jones. You can rest our characters. He does indeed rest our characters. You can swing 6 into the Lucci and then 8 into the Jack. I'll let the Lucci go. And then if he wants to attack the Jack, the Gekomora will obviously defend those. Yes, we will trash the Suru here, I think. Because then we have a Reducer in the trash for our Gecko Warriors. You can certainly have that, sir. And he'll keep the Arouge up, I expect. He does not keep the Arouge up, interestingly. We'll take this one. No triggers. So he has the 1. I think we will start... We can start with resting the Jack to get rid of the Rosinante. We'll trash the Rob Lucci, go to the Rosie. Then I'm going to go 10 into Gecko Moria. This gets the guaranteed KO. He can rest one of our other characters. That is fine. He chooses to rest the Rob Lucci. What do we have in trash? We can do a value play here. A value Gecko, and then we're threatening lethal next turn. We can play out the... We can swing 6, -1 to his Arouge. Play out the Gecko. Gecko for Rob Lucci and Tsuru. We would have to replace the Rob Lucci, but that's okay. We'll go 6 to life, use the card action, -1 here. He takes, we'll play out the Gecko, bring out the Rob Lucci, and the Tsuru. Tsuru over the Rob Lucci. Tsuru effect here, Rob Lucci effect, then the Kaido, the Tempest Kick, and Jack. Okay, this. And end the turn. And next turn we have an 8k, a 9k, a 9k, a 6k, and a 5k. He has 2 life. He could play out a Cost Kid, potentially, with a Rosinante. We can rest the Jack to KO the Rosinante. And he goes, takes the Baby 5 off the Baby 5. This is looking like a wrap. Plays out the Baby 5. So you can see how this deck's still really powerful in the new set. We may have some new cards, but Rob Lucci is still as incredible as ever. This card is crazy. This card is the best card in the game. Plays out the Basil. I don't really care about the Basil. He hits us to 5. I'll give him the Helmeppo. Resolve the card action. And he doesn't even have a Don active. So we can start by swinging 7. Then we'll swing 9. Swing another 9. He can either give us his whole hand or his Basil. And we have a Jack and leader and 9 Don. It's not possible to lose. We'll attach all the Dons and attack in for the game. GG's to this opponent. He could have countered the 9, chose to block. Slight misplay, but it doesn't matter. We had the game on board. We had an extra attack with the Lucci and an extra attack even with the Tsuru if we'd needed it. Well played. We have a game here against the Blackula Luffy. This should be one of our worst matchups. So I wanted to showcase this. We'll go second to take his curve away. We do have the Gecko. I think what we're looking for here is really the 6 cost Brook and also the 9 cost Kaido. We'll mulligan this. We don't get either, but we do get a Jack. That's not too bad. We can spam him on 2. He plays out the Garp. We can potentially Khalifa on 4 to just try and see a couple more cards. We're not going to be attacking him until he has successfully killed himself. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm not choosing to play the Isho. The Isho is a pretty cool card in this matchup, but I also like the new Kaido. Being able to trash a 7 is very nice. He gets the Monkey D. Luffy, which is nice for him. We do need to find a way to kill that. Draw into the Lucci, which is pretty good. We'll play out the Spandam. Take the... There's the Brook. So if we can find a Rebecca, we can grab that back. We'll take the Khalifa, end the turn. Keep it simple. He's on 3, he might do 5-5. If he does, we'll swing the leader into the Garp, mill a couple cards. That'll be pretty nice. Otherwise, on our 4, we're probably just playing the Khalifa to cycle more. He plays out the Brothers Bond to get a Baby Luffy. Swing 7, we'll have to take this one. We do get a Gecko, that's pretty good. And we get the Tempest Kick, that's quite nice, but not yet, I think. Play out the Khalifa. Definitely don't need 2 Jacks. We do get the Ice Age for this Monkey D. Luffy he's about to drop, which is pretty nice. We can do the Ice Age and either the Rob Lucci or the Brook. I think we will trash... I'm thinking of trashing the Rob Lucci, because the Brook can double pop, which is pretty nice. But the Rob Lucci's a much better body. I like all these cards, really. I'm going to go with the Rob Lucci. Put -2 here for fun. End the turn. His 5, I expect he'll play out either Sabo or the 5-cost Luffy. We'll see, he might surprise me. We do have a 2k, a couple of 1ks for his swings. We do need to keep our life fairly healthy. We also need to start seeing our Rebecca's. He does play out this Luffy. We will counter this one with the Homepo. Well, he should trash a life here, I think. You never know. He does. He trashes a Luffy. Draws a card. We do draw another Ice Age, which is pretty good. We'll play the Ice Age on the Luffy. Play out the Brook. KO the Luffy. And Tudon, do we want to play the Tempest Kick? I'm tempted to. Next turn, what are we doing? Next turn, we are playing Gecko Moria. We don't have anything good to summon, though. So I might play this out. Tempted to play this out preemptively. We can Meppo Lucci, whatever 5-cost he plays already. Yeah, I'm going to play this to draw a card. We get the Rebecca. That's really nice. If he swings a 5, something like that, we can put this in the trash, which would be nice to grab back our Brook. Getting the Brook down would be really nice, so we can start dealing with this Sabo specifically. That's fine. He's probably going to be swinging 7 here, so we could trash the Khalifa and the Rebecca to then play the Rebecca to grab back the Brook. He trashes a Kuzong off the Sabo and a Monkey D. Garp. Interesting. Do we want to trash the Rebecca here? I think we're okay to take one more. Getting out the... Maybe. Getting the Brook's really nice, though. No, I think we'll take this one. It's okay. We draw a Who's Who. It's nice, a little bit of counter. We'll go with the Gecko, deploy the Lucci, nothing else, no card action, and the turn. He's on his 9 here. We will start attacking soon. Little 5s here and there, see what he wants to do. We do need to play out a Rebecca soon enough to start blocking some hits as well. He's getting to the point where it's a little scary. He could play the 10-cost Kuzan in his list, I don't know. The 10-cost Kuzan is really nice to counteract this stall strategy that most players use against the Luffy deck. We'll see what he chooses to go for here. He deploys the Hiyori, so he's going to do some kind of combo. Maybe he'll play out a character and then Sabo with the remaining 5 Don. There is a Sabo, for sure. He can cycle a couple of cards. See what he goes for here. Then he has 5 left for probably and presumably another Sabo. If it was any other 5-drop, he would have played it before this Sabo. Or he could swing 12, I suppose. That's not terribly threatening. But he could do that. He could do that. See what he goes for here. If it's any character other than another Sabo, this is a big misplay. Okay, so now this is not protected. 7 into 5, we'll counter this one. We'll give him the Spandam and the Khalifa. If he trashes a life here, no, he doesn't. That's smart. That is smart. So we can Ice Age this. Or we can attack with Lucci, attack with Brook, and then play out the Jack to remove the Luffy. Or we can Ice Age, attack with Brook, and then make a Rebecca play. I think that's pretty good. I think we definitely want to leave him with at least 1 life. I'm tempted to try hitting him down to 1, but I don't think we need to. We will attack with the leader to get the free mill. -1 here, why not? Then we'll play the Ice Age. Attack with the Brook. Okay, with the Luffy. He can't have many more Sabos, he's already seen 2. If he had another Sabo, that would be pretty good for him. We're definitely playing out the Rebecca here. I don't know what we're doing with the rest of this Don, to be fair. We could swing 7 with Lucci. No, I don't think swinging is a great idea. We'll just play out the Rebecca over the top of the Spandam. Grab the Brook. We could Spandine Lucci to replace this Khalifa with a Lucci. That's not too bad. Get us another attacker. We do have 3 Cypher Pole cards, right? Yeah, we have at least 3. I might do that, because I think we can potentially go for game next turn. We'll play out the Spandine over the Khalifa, use the card action, send back the Tempest Kick, one of the Khalifas and one of the Spandams. We play out the Rob Lucci over the Spandan. No card action, and we'll end the turn there. We have a nice blocker, we have a nice 2k, and he's on 10 Dons, but he's at 2 life. It's going to be, he can't Moria this turn, so I think we're in a decent spot. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relevant attackers next turn. He's potentially in a tricky spot. He might not be able to even increase past 5k power this turn, which would be very bad for him. We'll see. If he drops the Tenzan, he could remove one of our Rob Luccis. He's going 6 with the Garp into the Brook. Looks like he's going to be swinging into our board pretty heavily here. He's not going to want to swing with these Sabos, so I think I'll let the Brook go. Plays out another Luffy. Gives us the 6. I think, do we want to block with Rebecca or play out or counter with the Who's Who here? We can remove this Brook pretty easily. This Luffy pretty easily with our Brook. Or even our Jack if we get a reduction. I think we'll just block. He's not going to swim with these Sabos. Okay, we get another Gecko Moria. That's really nice. So we can do another Rebecca Lucci play. We have the Helmeppo in trash. Yeah, this is pretty good. We'll attack with the leader into the Garp. Use the card action. -1 to the Luffy, why not? Okay, he does that. We'll play out the Gecko, bring back the Rebecca, and the Helmeppo over the top of the Lucci. Use the Helmeppo effect on the Monkey D. Luffy. Rebecca can play out the Spandine over the Helmeppo, use the card action, send back Khalifa, Spandam, and Spandam. Play out the Rob Lucci over the Spandine, use the card action, send back Ice Age, Jack. Get rid of the Monkey D. Luffy and the Hiyori for fun. I'm thinking swinging once. I'm thinking we swing once here. Yeah, I'm going to swing once here. Get him down to 1. Because he still can't Moria and Leader Effect if we leave him at 1. Unlikely he'd have to have Hiyori, Sabo, Baby Sabo in the 6-card hand. I think unlikely. We'll see what he goes for here. But we did clear his Garp, we cleared his Luffy. There is an argument for clearing one of the Sabos there over the Luffy, but I don't know, I think him having no Sabos in trash is really nice, because then even if he does a Gecko combo, he can't put a Sabo in the life. Let's play down the Ace, that's not too bad. Goes 8 into the Lucci. We'll just block. That's okay. He goes 9 into the Lucci. Yep, you can have it. And he has 2 blockers, 1 life, and we have 4 attacks. We need all 4 to go through, unless we do we can do a 6k here with the Rob Lucci. Oh no, we do a 7k with the Lucci, -1 to the Sabo. If he gives us this Sabo, great, we've only used 2 Don. If he doesn't, we can Brook the Sabo, and then we're in a pretty good spot. I've put the Don on the wrong character there. That's not great. Oh well, we will go attack here, use the card action, -1 Sabo. See what he chooses to do with this. He should probably give us this Sabo. This 2 Don is just a mistake. It's a pure play mistake. He takes the life. Okay, we'll play out the Brook. Crash this Sabo. Then we'll go 8. And then we've got 2 9s coming in. He's going to have to give us a lot of cards here. He gives us 4 1Ks. We are almost certain to win now. He'll block with the Sabo, and then we'll attack for the final 9. So I did take this matchup kind of hoping to lose, to show a loss in the video with the Lucci, but turns out we were able to slow roll him a little bit. He didn't draw very many of his 2Ks, and when they don't find the 2Ks, like the Flampe and the Marcano, it can be pretty tricky for them to successfully activate. They do rely on us hitting them. We're not going to do that. That's foolish. Just take this matchup slow. That's the best way to play against the black-yellow Luffy. You've got to take the matchup slow and sort of hope they don't high roll. He did have the one turn where he didn't trash a life with the 5-cost Luffy, which maybe he should have taken the risk. But we were presenting a reasonable chance at lethal, especially with his hand full of 1Ks and bricks. So, I don't know, maybe he made the right play there and just didn't draw well enough. Either way, we were able to play super patiently and we got rewarded with a win. And we do have a game here against the Zoro. He chooses to go second. We're looking for the 4-cost Lucci and the 3-cost Brook really in this matchup. We don't find either, but we do find a Spandam. We can grab a Who's Who here. Who's Who, not too bad. We can use him to mill to kill one of his characters. If he leaves this Don up, we will not be attacking, sadly, as they have the event. And if you misplay into the Zoro, and they in fact show us the event, so there's that, we'll simply not attack and pass the turn. On his 4, he could look to play out the Chopper. If he does that, we can play out the Hutu. He plays a Don on his leader, which signifies that he is likely not keeping one open for the event, unless he wants to go 5 with the Nami and 6 with the Zoro and play out no characters, which would be fine. At that point, we swing into the Nami with the Spandam, and then whatever he plays off the Shut Up event, we can carry with the Hutu. This is a really nice card. One thing that's also quite funny in this matchup, he's swinging 8. That's absolutely fine. We'll just take that. One thing that is quite funny in this matchup is we have 12 triggers that KO a 3, amusingly enough. So I'm going to go 5 here, use the card action, choose this. He's going to use the event, most likely. And then we will Who's Who, whatever he plays, trashing the Brook. Then next turn, we've got the Jack. And we've used a card out of his hand, which is really good. He might choose to not play it here. If he doesn't use the event, it feels like he is. Yeah, he's bound the Robson. If he didn't use the event, I would have just played out the Sabo. That's fine. He takes the hit. We'll drop the Who's Who, trash the Brook, KO the Robson, end the turn. We've got a nice supply of 2Ks. One problem you can have with Lucci into this matchup is whilst you do have great removal for their bodies, you can run a little short on 2Ks. Luckily, we've actually already found 4 this game, which is really good. He does go with the 5. We'll give him the Sabo. Sabo is fine in this matchup. It's not amazing. He does hit us with a 6. We'll give him the Suru. I'm choosing to prioritize keeping the Who's Who over the Suru for the care effect. He plays out the Chopper. That's fine. We can see what he wants to find off this. We can swing Spandam into the Nami, the leader into the Ducks, the Who's Who into the Ducks if he chooses to save it, and then we can drop the Jack to kill the Chopper. So let's start Spandam into Nami. If he saves this, it'll be a poor play. Be 5 with this, use the card action, -1 here. We melee Sabo. Okay, we'll attack face, 5 and 5. We can put on a little bit of offensive pressure. He might choose to counter this one. He doesn't. He takes. Does he get a trigger? He had a trigger, which makes me think potentially he has the Jambe, which is something we need to play around. The only triggers this deck plays is the Jambe and potentially the Jet Pistol. We'll use the Jack effect. Draw 1. I don't think we need this Kaido. Go to the Chopper. End the turn. I am open to taking a hit here. We don't have a great play next turn. We can, on 9, we can play out the Rebecca, but we can't get back and play the Brook, so it's fine. We do have the Jack on board, which is obviously very good in this matchup. He chooses to swing 9 into me. 4 left. I'll just take this one. This is fine. We'll look to play out our Rebecca next turn. To recoup some resources. He plays the Chopper. Leaves 1 up. Interestingly, do we want to try and bait out a KO? We do have the Spandine, but we don't have a Lucci in trash, so potentially not. We do have a lot of 2Ks though. I think I'm willing to do some attacks here, so we'll probably, as much as I said the Sabo is bad, we'll probably look to Rebecca Sabo here, just to establish a couple blockers. So we can swing with the Who's Who. See what he does here. He'll probably use this event, if this is indeed one for the event, and not a bluff or a Rad Beam. It gives us the Sanji. We will... yeah, we'll use this, use the card action, -1 here. He blocks, interesting. He's denying us our Jack. We can Jack into the active. It's not that bad. We can also play out the Who's Who here. If he gets the Book Chopper, this one, I'll probably choose to use the Who's Who after playing the Rebecca. If he gets anything else, he simply takes. Interesting. Okay, we'll do this, grab out the Sabo, play out nothing, then we'll play the Sabo. crashing with the Spandam and the Spandine. And we'll end the turn there. He's at 2 life. We've got a nice board here. He's in big trouble. And this is how the matchup against Zoro can go. If you can remove this card on curve, it's a really good matchup for you. The problem comes when you whiff a KO on this card in particular, and then he can go kind of crazy. Or if you misplay and they have a Don open, you really need to not swing into board and activate that event. That event is brutal. You really don't want to be activating that. He's put 3 on leader, 7 here. He's going to swing 8. We'll just block with Rebecca. We want to stay at 3 life because of the Kitten Killer. If we can stay above 2, the Kitten Killer is just a 4-5 rush, which is much easier to deal with. He's... okay, he's unblockable. Do we want to counter this one in that case? Interesting. I'm tempted to counter this one. You know? I think I will. We'll give him the Spandine. And yeah, he used the Jambe, so he couldn't block with the Rebecca or the Sabo. So that was an interesting play. I don't hate it. He's clearly trying to get us down to 2 for the Who's Who. Sorry, for the Kitten Killer. And his 5 Don are still up, which suggests to me that he had a lot of Kitten Killers. We do draw another Jack. I think we'll start with 5 with the Who's Who. See what he goes for. If he has an event, he might activate it, but this Jack is active. It's pretty tough. He gives us a Hiking Bear. And there's the event. Deploys the Chopper. I think we'll just rest the Jack here. Trashing a Jack. Kill the Chopper. And then we'll do minus to nothing. Do 5 more into him. See what he wants to do here. He's going to give us another Hiking Bear. No more events. I think we'll do 5 with the Spandam. He takes that. Do we want to swing with the Sabo? I don't think we'll do. We'll just play out the Jack. Get rid of the Spandam. I'll leave the Jack active. We don't need to cycle. This hand's pretty good. Though 2k could be nice. Sure, we'll cycle. We'll just ditch this Lucci. Choose nothing. End the turn. He's got all 10. We got the Rebecca. We got the Sabo. If he wants to drop another Jambe, he can definitely get us down to 2 here. But we're very much threatening lethal. We've now got 2 Jacks. We've got a Who's Who with a Sabo and our leader. We can also swing with Rebecca. We'll just block here. In case he has a Nico Robin. Because Nico Robin can pop this Rebecca for free. A lot of these Zoros aren't choosing to play the Nico Robin. I know my build that I've highlighted on the channel wasn't playing the Nico Robin. But I definitely have seen it. One of my homies is playing it. And it's quite interesting. He does swing the 7. I think we'll take this one. And this is what I mean. You have a lot of triggers. We'll use this, get rid of the Zoro. And then he has 3 Don. I'm going to start with 7 with the Who's Who. See what he wants to do here. He's in need. Yep, he does. He's in fact playing the Rad Beams. That's pretty cool. We'll do the 7 with the leader. Use the card action. -1 this Nami. He's going to take, and we won't put all on because we need to play around Rad Beam properly. So we'll give him the 9. He gives us a Rad Beam, and he has no other counter. Interesting, the Shanks. I've not seen the Shanks. Oh, he gives us the GG. Let's give him the GG back. So that was a nice match against the Zoro. I think this matchup should be very favourable for you. This is one of Zoro's worst matchups, but I did want to highlight it to show that it can go wrong. If he gets enough of these and you whiff the removal, it can be tough. Luckily this game we were able to find quite a lot of 2Ks and we found the Who's Who specifically. which the Who's Who is incredible in this matchup. It's 2k and it can KO 3, as we showed by playing on 5. Either way, GG's. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed that. We had a good few games there. Sadly, no losses this video. I do try and get losses, but I was on a little bit of a time crunch this recording. I did try and find some BYs, but nobody seemed to be playing BY on the sim at the moment. Either way, we got a black mirror in. That was pretty good. We did get one game against the BY, and we managed to clutch it up, which shows how this deck can win against BY if you're patient. I am interested in trying this guy. This card's really good. If you go second in a black mirror, dropping this on 6, oh, sorry, not on 6, on 4, if they can't remove it, then you can drop Sabo on 6, and then their Jack on their 7 is useless. And then you can remove their Jack pretty reasonably with a Kuzan into an Ice Age into a Jack of your own. Which is pretty cool. Either way, thank you very much for watching. Hit subscribe if you're still here. And let me know what you think about the deck. If you've got any spicy inclusions for Lucci, let me know. Maybe that Hattori, I saw that did well in that one regional. You guys have a lovely day.